In the heart of rural America, there are places where time seems to move a little slower. Amish communities live far from the noise of the modern world, quietly holding on to their traditions. In Lancaster County, Pennsylvania, life is peaceful. Wooden farmhouses stand among vast fields, and horse-drawn buggies gently roll over country roads. It's a world where simplicity reigns and faith guides every step. For generations, the Amish have lived by the same values. Their customs are more than traditions, they're a way of life, carefully preserved through the years. One such custom is how they celebrate weddings. Unlike modern celebrations, Amish weddings are deeply rooted in faith, family, and community. Today, we'll explore how Amish couples begin their journey together, a simple yet meaningful tradition passed down through time. In Amish communities, weddings aren't just about two people coming together. They're a reflection of faith, family, and community. The entire process, from the engagement to the wedding night, is filled with unique traditions that have been passed down for generations. One of the most distinct practices is that Amish weddings don't take place in churches. Instead, they happen in the bride's home, symbolizing the importance of family in their culture. Preparations begin weeks in advance, with neighbors and relatives helping the bride's family clean, cook, and arrange the home for the ceremony. On the wedding day, dozens of benches are brought in, transforming the home into a sacred space for the occasion. The wedding night, unlike the elaborate celebrations common in modern culture, is quiet and personal. There's no grand send-off or luxurious honeymoon. Instead, it's a simple beginning to a lifelong partnership, guided by the values of faith, humility, and togetherness. This deeply rooted tradition showcases how the Amish prioritize meaning over extravagance. The focus is always on family, community, and the spiritual bond shared by the couple. Every step of the process reflects their core belief that life is best lived simply in harmony with one another and with their faith. In Amish communities, a wedding is not just a celebration, it's a shared experience for the entire family and neighborhood. Preparations begin weeks in advance. The bride's home becomes the center of activity, bustling with friends and relatives eager to lend a hand. Inside the kitchen, the air is filled with the rich aroma of freshly baked bread and pies. Women work side by side, rolling out dough, stirring pots, and layering casseroles. Laughter and conversation flow naturally as they prepare the meal that will be shared by hundreds. Every dish is made from scratch, using ingredients grown and harvested by the community. Meanwhile, outside, the men take charge of setting up the space. Rows of wooden benches are arranged neatly, ready to accommodate the large gathering. Some help build a temporary shelter if needed, while others ensure that everything is in order for the big day. On the wedding morning, guests begin arriving early. They travel in horse-drawn buggies, their simple yet elegant attire reflecting the importance of the occasion. There's no rush, no frenzy, just a calm, steady rhythm as everyone takes their place. The ceremony itself is long but deeply meaningful. It takes place in the bride's home with a couple seated at the front. Hymns are sung, their soft, harmonious tones filling the room. Passages from the Bible are read aloud, and the bishop offers words of guidance about marriage. His message is simple but profound. Marriage is a partnership rooted in faith, love, and mutual respect. After the ceremony, it's time for the meal. Long tables are set with simple white cloths, and the guests sit shoulder to shoulder. There are no elaborate decorations, just the warmth of the community gathered together. The meal begins with a silent prayer. Then, plates are filled with homemade dishes, roast chicken, mashed potatoes, noodles, and of course, freshly baked bread. Conversations are gentle, punctuated by smiles and shared stories. As the afternoon stretches on, the mood remains light and joyful. The newlyweds are congratulated, offered advice, and given gifts. Simple, practical items like quilts, kitchen utensils, and furniture. There's no loud music or dancing. Instead, the focus stays on togetherness, on being present in the moment. When the day draws to a close, the couple doesn't leave for a lavish honeymoon. They remain at the bride's home, surrounded by family. This quiet beginning reflects the Amish values of humility and simplicity. It's not about extravagance. It's about starting a life together, grounded in faith and supported by those they love. Every moment of the day, from the early morning preparations to the final goodbyes, reflects the heart of Amish tradition, a tradition where love is celebrated through hard work, shared meals, and the quiet strength of community. The Amish wedding day is far from just an event. It's a collective effort, a seamless blend of tradition, care, and community. Every detail is meticulously planned, and each person plays an essential role. From the moment the preparations begin, the bride's home becomes a hive of activity. Women gather in the kitchen, working side by side. The smell of freshly baked bread fills the air, blending with the scent of simmering stews. They use simple, time-honored tools: wooden spoons, hand-crank mixers, and cast-iron skillets. These tools aren't just instruments. They carry the weight of tradition, passed down through generations. There's something comforting in this simplicity. Each utensil holds a memory, a story from the past, connecting the present with the lives of those who came before. Outside, the men work together to prepare the space. Some arrange the benches inside the home, while others head to the barn to gather hay and wooden beams. The community's bond is evident in these moments of shared labor. There's no rushing, no stress. Each person knows their task and works calmly. This quiet collaboration is what makes the Amish wedding feel so peaceful and purposeful. As the day progresses, the focus shifts to the exchange of gifts. But unlike modern weddings, these gifts are practical and meaningful. Handmade quilts, baskets, or sturdy kitchenware. These items serve a dual purpose: to help the couple build their new life together, and to remind them of the community that stands behind them, offering support at every step. After the ceremony, the guests don't simply leave. They gather for a communal meal, where the sharing of food becomes an act of love and connection. The couple receives not only food but wisdom, gentle advice from older members of the community, quiet stories of their own wedding days. It's a moment of unity where laughter and conversation blend with the clinking of silverware. Each action, from the food preparation to the gift giving, reflects the Amish values of simplicity, unity, and love. But it's more than just tradition. It's a reminder that, in the Amish world, no one is alone. Everyone plays a part, supporting one another and strengthening the community. In Amish life, every family member plays a role that is both practical and deeply emotional. During significant events like weddings, these roles become even more meaningful. They're not just about doing tasks, they reflect the unity and love that bind the family together. The bride's mother is at the center of the preparations. Her role is both practical and emotional. She's not just organizing the day, she's also guiding her daughter through one of the most important moments in her life. There's a calmness in the way she moves, as if each action is guided by years of experience and care. The mother ensures the details are in place, but she also offers her daughter a piece of her heart. It's her way of passing on a tradition, a legacy that will help guide her daughter in the years to come. Then there's the father. His presence is quiet but solid. He watches over the family, offering support in subtle, meaningful ways. Whether he's helping with last-minute preparations or simply offering a word of encouragement, his role is about steadiness. His pride is evident in the way he looks at his daughter, knowing she's about to start a new chapter of her life. But it's more than just pride. His support is a reminder that family is always there, providing a foundation to build upon. Siblings, too, have a special role to play. The bride's brothers and sisters take on tasks both big and small to support the wedding preparations. Sometimes they'll make sure everything is in place, from arranging flowers to setting up the seating. But even in their smallest actions, there's a bond that's hard to ignore. Each sibling contributes not just out of obligation, but out of love and care for their sister or brother. Their support is quiet but unwavering, reminding everyone of the strength of family ties. It's not just the immediate family that makes the day special. The extended family and the community as a whole also step in, In the Amish world, no task is too small or too insignificant. The aunt, uncle, cousin, or neighbor might help with cooking, setting the table, or looking after the children. There's no sense of hierarchy. Everyone is equal, everyone contributes, and everyone is a part of this special day. What stands out in all of this is the sense of togetherness. The Amish way doesn't divide people into isolated roles. Instead, it blends each person's contributions into a beautiful, harmonious whole. Whether it's the pride of a father, the nurturing touch of a mother, or the willing help from siblings, each role strengthens the fabric of the family and the community. In this shared responsibility, you see something more than just practical help. You see a deep emotional support, a connection that runs through every action. Each person does their part because they want to, not because they have to. And in doing so, they ensure that the day is not only perfect for the couple, but for everyone who's there to share in it. The Amish are known for their deep respect for tradition. However, like all communities, they too have adapted to certain modern practices. These adaptations are often subtle, ensuring that their core beliefs remain intact, while allowing for some practical adjustments. In recent years, Amish weddings have seen a few changes, particularly when it comes to the practical aspects of hosting such large gatherings. Traditionally, Amish weddings took place in family homes or local church meeting houses. However, as the number of guests has grown, the use of temporary structures, like large tents, has become more common. These tents provide ample space, yet they still maintain the warmth and simplicity that Amish weddings are known for. When it comes to the wedding meal, the tradition of serving homemade dishes remains central. The food is still prepared with great care, typically featuring dishes like roast chicken, beef, and freshly baked pies. However, some families now opt to hire local caterers or use modern cooking appliances to ensure that the meal is prepared efficiently. These changes help reduce the strain on the family, but do not detract from the home-cooked feel of the celebration. In terms of photography, the Amish have traditionally avoided having their pictures taken. They believe that photographs may encourage vanity. Still, in some more progressive communities, the idea of photography has slowly found its way into Amish weddings. Professional photographers are sometimes invited to document the day, though these photographs are generally kept private, shared only with close family and friends. Despite these adjustments, the wedding ceremony itself remains unchanged. The spiritual focus of the ceremony is still paramount, emphasizing commitment, community, and faith. The simplicity and humility of the event reflect the values that are at the heart of Amish life. These adaptations illustrate that the Amish are not opposed to change. Instead, they find ways to integrate modern practices into their lives while holding fast to the traditions that are so integral to their identity. By selectively embracing certain aspects of modern life, the Amish continue to navigate a changing world, all the while preserving the core values that define their way of life. The Amish wedding tradition is more than just the union of two people. It's a celebration of family, faith, and community. Every detail, from the quiet support of family members to the collective effort in organizing the event, reflects their deep-rooted values. It reminds us that life's most significant moments, whether joyous or challenging, are best experienced in the company of those who share our beliefs and traditions. It's a practice that teaches the importance of being connected to our heritage and the people who help shape our lives. In today's world, where everything moves quickly and efficiency is often prioritized, the Amish offer us a valuable lesson. They show us that slowing down and taking the time to honor tradition can lead to more meaningful experiences. By embracing the simple, everyday moments of life, shared meals, quiet gatherings, and the support of loved ones, they remind us that true fulfillment doesn't lie in the rush, but in the deep connections we form along the way. Their way of living teaches us to value patience, community, and care. So, what can we learn from the Amish? How can we incorporate their values of family, tradition, and patience into our own lives? Perhaps it's in the small moments, sharing time with family, supporting one another, or simply being present, that we find true meaning. What traditions can you embrace in your own life to cultivate deeper connections and create more meaningful experiences?